The control cable is a critical component in the control system. It is the vital link between the control head and the propulsion unit. Employing the best cable helps ensure that your shift and throttle system operates smoothly and efficiently. Pioneers of the development of high-efficiency control cables, Seastar Solution cables have literally set the standard for the entire marine industry with design, technology, and materials. Seastar Solutions control cables are environmentally tested for marine applications. They have stainless steel or brass fittings, as well as stainless or nylon-covered core wires with moisture-protective seals for added corrosion protection and longer life. Their durable HDPE outer jackets resist abrasion and withstand the effects of UV, saltwater, chemicals, gasoline, and oil. Each Seastar Solutions marine cable is lifetime lubricated at the factory. You won't find this technology in all cables, which means significant operating differences between Seastar Solutions marine cables and other brands. Seastar Solutions makes engine control cables for a variety of applications. We recommend their use with our controls, as well as in engine manufacturers' control systems. You can choose from 3 grades of cable: standard, mid-range, and extreme. Extreme control cables can be used in any boat. They are by far the best choice for short and long runs, twin stations, or other difficult routings with multiple cable bends. Mid-range cables are recommended for somewhat longer cable routings and heavier use than their standard counterparts. Standard cables are suitable for most applications with short, simple cable routings. Let's review the extreme cable, because it's a unique design. Traditional cables vary by the stiffness of the core wire and how tightly it fits in the casing, which means you'll often find classic trade-offs in control cable design. A stiffer core, tighter fit offers less lost motion, but is harder to move. With longer and more complex runs, cable movement becomes progressively more difficult. A more flexible core and looser fit has an easier feel, but allows more lost motion. This approach leads to an overall sloppy feel, RPM loss, or difficult gear engagement. You won't find these trade-offs with extreme technology because they are different, really different. Seastar Solutions' unique technology incorporates a patented splined core. Ridges on the core allow a close fit with the cable's inner liner, but with minimum contact, so the core glides back and forth smoothly, like a skater on ice. The result? A control cable with easy movement and minimum lost motion. You can download the full family of extreme cables and cross-reference guides in the Attachments tab to your left. Seastar Solutions control cables meet OEM specifications for fit, function, reliability, and quality. Built with marine-grade, corrosion-resistant materials, our cables feature either premium core construction or LubriCore lifetime internal lubrication. Seastar Solutions offers a direct replacement cable for almost every engine manufacturer's control. Most of our OEM-type cables are available in both standard and extreme versions. Universal Cable 33C throttle shift control cables are direct replacements for many boats using aftermarket controls or most engine manufacturers' controls with the current adapter kit. They can be connected to most engines and are offered in all 3 grades: standard, mid-range, and extreme. Heavy-duty universal type control cables are available in extreme versions only. These are drop-in replacements for 43C, 43BC, 64C, and 64BC, and other similar cables. 3 styles of drive-specific jet boat gate control cables are available for Mercury Sportjet 90 and early 120s, Sportjet 175s, and OMC Turbojet. Our Extreme 43BC cable is used on most other popular jet drives. Replacement throttle control cables are generally an OEM or 33C universal type. Universal type cables are designed to fit aftermarket engine controls as well as OEM units. Several versions of the 33C type are available, including an Extreme model. Extreme versions of the 33C cables are offered for demanding applications where a smooth feel at the control is essential. Our universal cables can use existing connection components. They feature stainless steel fittings, black HDPE outer casing for durability and best resistance to UV and chemicals. Standard cables use stainless steel lubricated core wire for smooth operation and long life. Mid-range cables use a heavier jacket and a stainless steel lubricated. Premium 33C cables have a heavy jacket and a spline-coated core element for maximum smoothness with minimal lost motion. You can choose from several models of universal 33C type cables, each suited to certain operating conditions and installation parameters. The key points to remember that affect cable performance include: backlash is the lost motion between the amount of movement put in and the amount of movement out. Its efficiency is the percentage of input force that is transmitted through the cable as output force. For example, if a 10-pound force was exerted on the cable at its input end and resulted in the cable exerting an 8-pound output force, the cable would be 80% efficient. Breakaway is the feel of the cable when first put into motion. The breakaway load is defined as a higher force required to begin the movement of the cable than required to continue moving the cable to the end. An example of high breakaway load would be a control difficult to first shift out of neutral. The shorter and straighter the cable routing, the better the cable will perform. With increased length and bends, cable efficiency is reduced, while breakaway and backlash rise. Generally, the more rugged the cable construction, the longer the cable will last. In harsh environments, such as heavy salt and UV exposure, control cables with thicker conduits and stainless steel fittings will generally outlast those with thinner conduits and brass or steel fittings. Cable design, manufacturing tolerances, length, and installation care are additional factors to consider. Extreme Universal Type 43C and 64C cables are designed to fit aftermarket engine controls as well as OEM units. These universal cables feature stainless steel conduit fittings. 43C type cables have a 5-inch minimum bend radius, while 64C type cables have an 8-inch minimum bend radius. They feature black HDPE outer casing for durability and best resistance to UV and chemicals, and all meet or exceed all applicable industry standards. Just for jets, 2 families of jet boat control cables are available for replacement of Mercury Sport Jet and OMC Turbojet jet throttle and reverse gate cables. The jet boat cable series include the part numbers as shown. Extreme versions of the 3 most popular cables are offered for demanding applications in which a smooth feel at the control is essential. Drop-in replacement cables are engineered as replacements for original equipment cables. Cables use the existing connection components. No need to purchase new components. They feature stainless steel and brass fittings. A black HDPE outer casing provides durability and best resistance to UV and chemicals. Standard cables use stainless steel lubricated core wire for smooth operation and long life, and have an 8-inch minimum bend radius. Mid-range cables use a heavier jacket and a stainless steel lubricated, also with an 8-inch minimum bend radius for lubricore construction. Premium cables have a heavy jacket and the splined coated core element for maximum smoothness with minimal lost motion, and have a 4-inch minimum bend radius. 43C type cables have stainless steel conduit fittings with a 5-inch minimum bend radius. Remember, when measuring control cables, measure twice, order once. See our guide in the Attachments tab for details on how to measure control cables for new installations and replacement cables.